It's a question directly at you, Mr. Canty.
I'm a Lakers fan. What the hell do you think I'm going to say? No, they can't. Lakers of the field, I'm taking the Lakers. Any given night, we got the best two players on the court in LeBron and Luka. And oh, by the way, don't sleep on AR-15. The way that this team is playing right now, the momentum that they have going into the postseason, they know who they are. They all understand their roles. They know how to star in their respective roles. And then Luka Doncic has something to prove. The trade motivated him clearly. We're getting a better version of Luka Doncic, and we saw when he turns it up in the postseason, it's a problem. Like, this guy is a 30-point-a-night scorer in the playoffs. Yes, the Lakers are going to the NBA Finals, and no, there's no other team that has a shot out of the West.
They are not going to the NBA Finals.
You're just a hater.
Dude.
You're just a hater.
No, I'm not a hater.
You're just a hater.
Oklahoma City, better basketball team. It's Oklahoma City and everybody else.
Oklahoma City had the #1 record in the West last year. What happened to them?
Well, that's last year. This year, they won 68 games.
What happened to them last year?
I don't compare it.
Who they lose to last year?
I don't use past events.
Who they lose to last year?
They're not the same team as they were last year. Neither are the Lakers. Neither are the Lakers.
The Lakers ain't the same team, but Luka Doncic is the same player.
Well, Oklahoma City was a better basketball team this year than last year.
All right.
They have better personnel. They're better defensively. That's why they call Luka Doncic. There's no D in Luka. That's why his last name is Doncic, as far as that goes. It's Oklahoma.
Doesn't matter if there's no D. He got him to the NBA Finals.
That was last year. This year against a better Oklahoma City team. If they meet
that was last year when he didn't have LeBron James as his teammate.
Oklahoma City last year did not have the same kind of personnel defensively, being better, adding even depth on their basketball team.
Okay, Freddie C.
You can have your Lakers love. If they meet Oklahoma City in the playoffs, Oklahoma City's beating them in 6.
I just want to re-rack this in a month and a half when we get to the NBA
You can re-rack this. I'm not even an Oklahoma City fan.
2 months, my Lakers in the NBA Finals. I just want to re-rack this and say Freddie Coleman was doubting us.
Candy or Canty, brought to you by Grainger, dropping winning play, not named the Lakers, with Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Grainger will help your business cross the goal line. I am not a hater. I'm just countering you. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Who has a lot of hate involving not the Milwaukee Bucks that could be title contenders in the Eastern Conference? We'll get to that. Chris Canty has this
time. But listen, we're an equal opportunity show in terms of stumbling over words.
Put it this way. If they expect perfection, no,
you're not getting that. You're not getting that here.
No,
you're not getting that here.
You expect great content, passion. You want perfection? Go to the Bible.
Yeah.
Find all the perfection.
I guarantee this. You'll laugh with us and you'll laugh at us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
But either way, it's a win for you because you'll be laughing.
Yeah. Especially when Canty or Canty is going to do everything like that right now. Sportsman like on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. Getting it done. Brought to you by Grainger. We bring in Pat Costello to make sure we find out if they can or can't. Pat Costello, the flow is yours.
Guys, Mike Tomlin says that they have no issues rolling with Mason Rudolph as their starting quarterback heading into this season. Kenny or Canty, can the Steelers start this season with Mason Rudolph as their quarterback?
The lies you tell, Mike Tomlin. They can't start the season with Mason Rudolph as QB1. No shot that that's going to happen. As my man Charles Barkley says, I guarantee that the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't going to start the season with Mason Rudolph as QB1 with the intention of him being the starting quarterback for all 17 games. Now, could he start week 1 and give way to a rookie quarterback that they take in the first couple of rounds? Sure. I think that is more likely the scenario if Mason Rudolph starts a game. But keep this in mind. Mason Rudolph has been in the National Football League for a half decade. Mason Rudolph has only had 1 season where he started more than 7 games. 1. So there's no way that the Pittsburgh Steelers look at Mason Rudolph as a viable option to be their starter for the entirety of the regular season.
It is definitely Canty, but as the agent of chaos that I am, please let this happen. Please let him be the opening day starter because you decided that you wanted to wait for Aaron Rodgers, who may wind up and retire on you if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what if they don't draft a quarterback in the first round or second round? They could really be in a quarterback quandary, waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. And if he makes the wrong decision for the Steelers, it could be hell on earth for that football team before week 1 of this NFL season.
Yeah, it could be. No doubt.
Canty, you might be public enemy number one in Chicago right now.
Not my beat.
Why is that, Pat?
Well, you weren't exactly complimentary to Caleb Williams yesterday. You didn't totally. You were a little complimentary, but Kenny or Canty, can Caleb Williams prove you wrong this year?
Oh, I absolutely think he can prove me wrong, and I fully expect that he will prove me wrong. I look at the Chicago Bears as a playoff team in 2025. The talent with Caleb Williams is undeniable. The things that I have questions about are the intangibles and, quite frankly, the 6 inches between his ears. We saw bad body language last year. There are grumblings around, potentially this guy being a little bit different when it comes to what you would expect from a traditional or conventional quarterback. And here's the thing, different is not always bad. But I will say this, when you had a bad regular season, when you went 5-12 in your first year as the starter, you don't want to be the guy that sticks out. You don't want to be the guy that's that much different, too much of a divergent from what we've seen quarterbacks of the past and present, guys that have had success at that position in this league. Like we talked about the Esquire article with Caleb Williams and him spending, part of the offseason in Copenhagen and all of those things. And all of the things that he's doing, he is entitled to. Being a businessman off the field, spending time with his significant other. You can do all of those things. That's what the offseason is for. I just don't understand why you had to put it on blast in the article with Esquire coming off of the year that you did, because perception will become your reality. And if things don't go well, if your team faces some adversity, especially early on, knowing that you have a first-time head coach, people are going to go back to the things that were outlined in that article and look for reasons to criticize you. You're bringing more criticism on yourself. You're putting more pressure on yourself by doing this article and doing this sit down that was completely unnecessary. It's a self-inflicting wound.
It's definitely a can, but I've always been a big believer in this. If you're a terrible student with a great teacher, you get what you deserve. Caleb Williams has to be a better student than he was for Matt Eberflus. Now, you don't want to trust Matt Eberflus, that's fine. But now you got a guy in Ben Johnson that knows how to coach offensive football, that knows how to coach quarterbacks and coach them up. He has proven to be a terrific teacher as an offensive coordinator. But if you're a terrible student, if you're Caleb Williams, then everything you said about him is going to come back to haunt him in year one with the Chicago Bears. Yeah, he can do it, but you better be a better student in year two with a different teacher than you were in year one with that teacher. And
I completely agree, co-sign on everything you said, but let me be clear, and I'm going to say it again. I fully expect the Chicago Bears to be a playoff team. I fully expect Caleb Williams to be a difference maker in a positive way in his second season in the National Football League. Those are my expectations of him. Why? Because there are no excuses for him in terms of why he can't have success. You rebuilt the offensive line. You have plenty of skill position players. You have a semblance of a running game. You have a defense. You've got all the elements you need to be successful. There's no reason why Caleb